go see if we can find some more here. As you can tell, they're not very easy to spot if they're not standing on the middle of the road. And sometimes they stay together in a herd, sometimes they don't, sometimes they splinter out. So there's a rough-tailed grouse running in front of us there. Saw turkeys earlier too, about 20 of them. I didn't get them on film though. It's just barely September, and some of this brush is already turning color, starting to get some orange follow colors into the brush. That's all we get since everything's an evergreen tree up here, but you can see the brush is starting to turn, which is no good for the cows. Once it turns orange, starts falling off, like you can kind of see that bush there. Once it starts turning red and falling off, then they ain't gonna have anything more to eat up here. Have to push them back down into the fields. Well, we'll go up, take this thing and go up past the old mother pine. That'll be a good test. This hill is about as steep as the other one, but it's even a little longer, I think. This is where my dad's buried up here. He's buried underneath, we call it the old mother pine. It's a big old snag that's been a snag up here since that, well, I'm almost 50 years old and the tree was never been alive in my lifetime. And Dad was cremated and we put him in the boot because he always said, if something ever happens to me, take me up and bury me underneath the big old mother pine. So that's what we did. All the reprod, all this dug fir in here, you can hardly even see it anymore, but just probably barely see it back in there. Brush up here is a constant battle to keep roads from disappearing. Once I get that forestry head on here, it's going to become a lot less of a battle real quick. You see that big old snag back in there? Right here. That's Dad's tree, that big old snag. I bet you it's about 5 foot through in the butt. Just a big old gnarly bull pine. We call bull pine, or ponderosa pine, bull pine in this country. Big old twisted old gnarly thing. And Yeah, since I was 5 years old, probably the first time I can remember it, it's been a dead tree. It's never been alive in my lifetime, but it's still standing. Barely see the river down there. There's a lot of black bear up on this road up here. They like it. Up here in this dense stuff up on the mountainside. So you might get lucky. You might see a black bear tonight. Who knows? I am stepping on the throttle a little bit now because I'm just kind of, it's getting a little later, be supper time soon, so I'm just kind of, but it would climb this no problem with no throttle at all. As you can see, we're back down to 850 RPMs. I'm just speeding things up a little bit. Dead western larch that I need to cut up for firewood. It's hung up in that other tree there. Also known, AKA, as tamarack. A lot of people in this country call it tamarack. Makes for good firewood. This Roxor is just a beast. Going straight up this mountain, it's hardly felt a tire actually. I'm gonna pop out onto another road here. This road's the highest road on the ranch. You can't get any higher than this road here. So this will be the end of the line, but nice view here. A little bit smoky. Now you can see the Keller Crest Mountains real well. There, back in there. The river is, Columbia River's, the high water mark for it is, according to the Park Service, is 1,310 feet above sea level. And those mountains there in the Keller Crest are about between 7,000 and 8,000 feet. And of course, you get into Castle. By the time you get to Castlegar, British Columbia, you're up at, the mountains are 10,000, 12,000 feet. So she gets pretty steep and deep real quick, just going a little bit north. But this is steep enough for me. I don't know if you guys can really see just how steep it is, but it's steep. It's square off of there. You wouldn't want to drive your Roxor off the bank here. Brush might stop you. Sunset's pretty. Anyhow, this concludes our tour of the Rockin M Ranch in northeastern Washington. Have a good day.